Hi, my name is Joe Howell. I played Justin. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Got into acting in 2019. COVID hit, really put me back. I did a lot of little background work and modeling work in Louisville and a little bit in the Cincinnati area. North Point was like my first role as the lead actor. When I first saw the audition for North Point and I read over the characters, I had a funny interaction with the director and writer Rick, and he told me he could see me auditioning for these two roles, and I was very persistent that I really wanted to audition for Justin. I felt like Justin was me. Me and him had similar upbringings. I was raised in a household where both parents weren't in the picture. My grandparents pretty much raised me, and I grew up in a rough around the edge area and had this mindset that I had to make it out by any means. I've always been a very ambitious go-getter guy, kind of like Justin. I think my character, Justin, I think he's more so a confused person. I think he keeps wondering why is his life the way it is? Why is he in the position he's in? How come the people that do love and care about him weren't always there for him? He thinks it's him against the world. He thinks he can just do it all himself, which isn't always the case. That's another way I related to him. He's really just doing whatever he can. He's trying to figure out himself, trying to figure out his life, trying to make something better for himself, and while also trying to battle with the burden of taking care of his grandfather. I think it weighs on him more than he wants it to. And at the same time, the relationship he has with his grandfather, even as tense as it may seem, he still loves him and appreciates him very much. North Point kind of represents the honest truth of reality. I think this story is about as raw and authentic as it gets. I'm sure there's situations like this that are happening every day in the world. I think North Point really brings to life the rough areas in the world. I feel like a lot of life in general is kind of portrayed as, you grow up, you got both your parents in your life, you go to college, and you have a job, and it's all just easy, and I don't think that's the case in a lot of people's lives. And I think North Point highlights not just Justin's life, but Malik's life, everybody else's life. It's very truthful, and it can be emotional. I think Rick did a fantastic job in the short amount of time we had to kind of give these deep backstories in each of these characters. Working on North Point kind of opened my eyes to the film industry, with it being my first time as, a focal point of the story as one of the main characters, and being able to be on set and go through makeup, wardrobe, doing a bunch of takes and working with other actors and artists, all trying to work on their craft. It gave me this sense of excitement, but also a sense of validation, because I never thought I would ever get a lead role. Not growing up in a big market for a film, I feel like commercial work and theater work are very different from actual on-camera film work. And I was very appreciative to be a part of that. The whole experience was awesome. It was a 4-day shoot. I was in a brand new city, a little town, reminded me of home a little bit, but I was also working with all these strangers for the first time. But I felt so comfortable because everybody was so amazing and sweet. Being able to be a part of something so natural and real kind of opened my eyes as an actor. Like, yes, this might be a role I can see myself playing again, and I hope I can play another role like this again. But I think just being able to act in general is the thrill for me. I want to be on camera more. I want to express myself. I want to express my imagination and my artistic side. Honestly, the role wasn't very demanding. I was already so connected to the character, and our months of rehearsal leading up to the shoot did all the work for me, honestly. I think once I got on set and we shot for those 4 days, the hardest part was the late nights and the cold weather. Everything else was so smooth. It was easy to get along with the cast and the crew, and the experience honestly overweighed any type of adversity I face. I made relationships that I'll never forget, and I really hope the opportunity presents itself to get back out and tell the story of North Point more. I hope for people who watch North Point for the first time, they understand that this is such a vast and complex world that was kind of condensed into this short film that deserves to be expanded and explored. All the characters are very dynamic and have their own stories to tell. It can be kind of confusing at first trying to keep up with everything, but I think it was so brilliantly done, the way if you pay attention to all the little details that kind of all connect at the end. It just felt so real, and I think people will have their eyes open to reality. Like, maybe they're going through situations like this, or they know people who are going through situations like this, and I think it kind of keeps you on your toes throughout the movie. You're kind of wondering, like, what's gonna happen next?